you possess skills? Can you sing? Can you dance? Can you do coaching? Are you
The award-winning Ministry of Bells, or MOB, was established in June 2007, with its main purpose of creating an active community handbell ensemble for current and former school ringers to continue their passion in the art of handbell ringing. The Ministry of Bells Limited was incorporated in Singapore as a not-for-profit arts organisation in April 2013. The MOB is Singapore's premier handbell ensemble. The team's performance engagements include birthday parties, weddings, church celebrations, Christmas and open season, corporate and charity events, government and private functions. In the past 13 years, the team has amassed more than 450 shows, including performances in Hong Kong, Malaysia, Japan, the United Kingdom, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, South Korea, and Taiwan. The MOB also organized the now defunct biennial Sing Bells Fest, formerly Singapore's very own National Handbell Festival, and since 2008, the Afternoon with the Bells, a day of handbell events. In 2013, the MOB successfully launched its Lend a Hand Bells community charity program to reach out to the community and the underprivileged. It renamed this program as MOB Learning and Engagement. The MOB has 5 programs endorsed under the National Arts Council Arts Education Program for Schools, and is recognized as an Artist in School Scheme Arts Partner for Special Education Schools to provide handbell and hand chime experiences to children with special needs. The MOB was the first arts group in Singapore to have successfully organized and presented a sensory and autism-friendly concert in Singapore in January 2016 at the Victoria Theatre. The MOB also supports the MOE, National Institute of Education, in music teacher education by providing ensemble experiences and assessments to teacher trainees. The MOB achieved the Gold with Honours Award, in addition to a Gold and Silver Awards at the Hong Kong International Handbell Olympics 2013. The MOB also co-organized and anchored the Singapore Book of Records' largest handbell ensemble projects in 2013 and 2017, and is a proud holder of the longest handbell performance 24 hours non-stop records in Singapore. The team's repertoire includes Christmas carols, children tunes, evergreens, light Latin, Disney, contemporary, jazz, fusion, collection of Singaporean and Asian tunes, as well as world folk songs, effectively fusing the genres with a wide array of ethnic percussive and keyboard instruments, creating a truly, uniquely Singaporean handbell sound. The MOB members include London College of Music, Level 4 and 5 certified ringers, former semi-professional percussionists, Gold with Honours, Gold and Silver Award ringers from the SYF, school music teachers, as well as handbells and hand chimes instructors. The MOB was founded, funded, and led by Baba Damien Lin, a NAC Friend of the Arts Award recipient. The MOB is also a major supporter of the Handbells Asia project, the HRSG, or Handbell Ringers of Singapore Guild, Singapore Handbell Festival, the London College of Music Exams, LCM, Handbell Assessment, and the Handbell Ringers of Singapore. Coming together with the common passion of handbell ringing and music making, the ensemble is recognized as a leader in handbell music in Singapore and Southeast Asia. The MOB's new vision reads, a 21st century handbell ensemble on the world-class stage, continuously redefining and reinventing the art form, making it connectable and relevant to today's society.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello.
So good to see all of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Our every Saturday session where we get together to talk to our MOB ringers. Welcome all of you. Welcome to the Ministry of Bells fourth and our very final episode of our live broadcast of our stay home series called Meet the MOBSTERS, where you, our viewers, will get a chance to meet and to know more about our ringers and about the MOB through their eyes. My name's Damien.
And I'm Melody.
And we are both will be your host for today. And let's introduce our panel for today, shall we?
Yep.
Let us welcome Rachel, Emily, Hui Jin, and Chen Si. Round of applause, please. Virtual applause. All right, cool. So, you guys can hear some music in the background?
Nope.
Nope.
Not
Okay.
really.
Just a
All
bit.
right.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
fine.
A bit, right? Okay.
There's an
How's the
echo, by the way.
There's an echo. Okay, that means we can't do this. There was a suggestion last week actually that
Oh.
when we are doing our chat to put some music into it. Let's see how bad
Oh,
the
like
echo
those kind
gets.
of like loungy music.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on and
okay.
let's see how bad it gets. Okay, or how
It's
cool.
bad. I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself. Okay, then we shall not have it. Okay, stop the pianist. Thank you, pianist. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, over to our panel. We would like to hear more about yourself, shall we? Like, would you be able to introduce yourself to our viewers, please? Yeah. And shall we start, say, with Rachel, and followed by Emily, Hui Jin, and lastly Chen Si. Shall we? Okay, Rachel. Let's hear from you, Rachel.
Hi, morning everyone.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yes. So my name is Rachel, and I'm currently working with the Ministry of Education as an associate psychologist. Yeah, so I work with students in mainstream schools to support them by working with their teachers and their parents on some of their learning needs or some other special educational needs. Yeah, so that's what I'm currently doing. And I joined the MOB back in end 2011, so 2011, 2012, around that time, after I finished my secondary school. So that was when I started ringing actually in secondary school. So I was from Cedar Girls Secondary School, and our handbell ensemble likes to call ourselves the CHE. Yes, that's me right now. Oh, looking so young.
Cedar Handbell Ensemble.
That's right. Yeah. So the CHE for short. And yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed my time in CHE. Ah, yeah. Oh wow, look at this reaction. That was when we in 2011 we did go for the SYF. So that was the first time our CHE attained the goal with honors at the SYF. So it was a really, really big moment for all of us. I think the seniors included. Yeah, and we also did lots of CIP, or now I think they call it the VIA, right? Yeah, so we went to old folks' homes and performed for them because we really wanted to share the joy of handbell music with them. Yeah, so I think that was really a big reason why I joined the MOB. So I really wanted to continue ringing because I really, really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the experience of giving back to society through the music also, and sharing it with other people. And MOB has really given me the opportunity to do that. Yeah, so it's great that I can continue to do that even after I've left secondary school for many years now, actually.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool. Thanks, Rachel. Just a comment just came in that there was a bit of echo, so we will just probably need to just track ourselves. Okay. So guys, along the way, we'll just check if any one of us got an echo. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for introducing.
Thank
Yes,
you.
CHE, Cedar Handbell Ensemble. Let's move on to
Emily.
Emily, shall we? Emily, here comes your picture, Emily.
Hi, yeah, my name is Emily. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom with an active 1-year-old boy. But previously, I worked for 10 years at a semiconductor multinational company, and I was from the RGS handbell. Oh yeah, that many many years ago. As you can see, yeah. So we don't really have many photos, but yeah, that was our CCA photo then. Yeah, so I joined the MOB in 2009. Yeah, that was just after 1 year after I got retrenched. Yeah, so I actually graduated from university and then I joined a company and then I got retrenched and I was like looking around and I really miss playing handbells at that time and I managed to find the Ministry of Bells and yeah, so never regretted joining since then.
Thank
Oh,
you,
wow.
Em. Thank you. And Em, your time in RGS, you were in Anderson Road, right?
Yeah, Stevens there. Correct.
Stevens Road,
Yeah,
yeah.
so when I joined RGS, handbell was like in the 3rd year, and then it was the first RGS SYF, and that was the one that I participated in. Yeah, when I was in Sec 3.
Pioneer, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
So you didn't ring handbells in primary school?
No, I didn't even
Okay.
know it existed then.
Ah.
So yeah, at that time, I think there were very few schools with handbell. Probably only in secondary schools at that time.
Mhm.
And a handful, 4 or 5. Yeah.
see.
Raffles. I think around that time, mid
MGS?
1980, MGS and PLM.
Yeah,
PLMGS was first to start,
yes.
followed by MGS, and then followed by Raffles, and then the list went on from there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Cool.
Mm.
Okay, thank you, Emily. All right, next we have Hui Jin. Let's hear from Hui Jin. In
Hello.
fact, in this morning's panel, Hui Jin would be our newest ringer. Actually, not very new, she's been with us for almost 2 years already. Yeah, but we'd like to hear from Hui Jin and all her experiences with the MOB, shall we? But Hui Jin, let's introduce yourself first. Here comes your picture.
So hello, my name is Hui Jun. So I joined MOB in 2018. So right now I'm working as a research officer in NUS doing some plant research. Yeah. So previously I was ringing in Zhenghua Secondary School. So this is my SYF picture. Yeah. And because I enjoyed ringing very much from secondary school, so that's why after finishing O levels, for many years I tried to find a handbell ensemble, and I didn't really find until in recent years. Yeah, so I decided to join MOB, and I had many interesting experiences with MOB. So far, I enjoyed the practices and also many performing opportunities that MOB provides. Yeah, so I look forward to many more years with ringing with MOB. Yeah.
Thank you, Hui Jin. Thank you. Zhenghua Secondary. This picture that you sent to us, 2009.
yeah.
Was this that song that you played? Oh goodness, what's that song? Felicidades. Dun dun dun
yeah.
dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
All right, I remember that song. Very nice
Oh,
song that you
right.
guys played. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I actually
you.
enjoyed Silk Road actually.
Oh, you guys played Silk Road on that year as well.
Yeah. Silk Road.
Wow. Okay. Silk Road by what's his name? The
A
flute guy.
Japanese composer. Is it?
Yeah. Mel,
I
do you remember?
forgot. Yeah.
But arranged by Mrs. Kazuko Okamoto. Yeah, I forgot his name. Maybe somebody would like to type in the name of that famous Japanese composer performer who plays the shakuhachi. He's got one name. Forgot his name.
Kitaro.
But anyway, Kitaro,
Something
yes.
like that. Yeah.
Kitaro. I was thinking of Kentaro, Chef Kentaro, the Michelin star chef.
You're
Chef. Hungry. Okay, but thanks, Hui Jin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chen Si, let's hear from you, shall we?
Hi, my name is Chen Si. I'm currently an educator at Eden School, so I work with children with autism on a daily basis. And I was in Head Girls Handbells on Zom from 2004 to 2008 under Mr. Lim. Yep. So this is my 2008 SYF photo. Yeah, and it was really good memories at Head Girls School where handbells really became like the place to go. Yeah, we had really fond memories there. Yeah, so I decided to join the MOB because handbells wasn't offered in my secondary school, and I wanted to find a community with like-minded individuals who share the same passion for bells. Yeah, and MOB is the perfect place to go. Yeah.
Which year did you join again, Chen?
MOB
Yeah.
in 2009, right after primary school.
I
Nice.
see.
I remember I was the youngest back then.
It is a title that not many people, actually many people get to hold. Not many. Yeah. Currently, our youngest is a P5, right? Singing,
Right,
singing,
right.
P5.
Yes.
We've never ever gone below a P6 before, so she's the youngest. Yeah, Chen Si, remember that year 2008 where we actually 2006, right? Where you went to Hong Kong, remember? Where you
Yeah.
met Miss Emily Lee for the first time. And
Yeah.
later on, we're going to feature one of her pieces in our stream today, Nocturnal Fantasy. And remember your favorite song at that point of time? Arnold Sherman, Fantasy number 2 in C minor. Yeah. So it will be screened on today's live stream as well. I think some of us had very good memories of that piece, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That was quite intense, right, Chen Si?
Yeah.
The rehearsals and practices.
Correct. I remember Mel also came in for some sessions. In the C5, right? It was very
Yes.
difficult to go through.
That's right.
Yeah, you need a very independent player to deal with that C5.
And the control of that particular note as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you, panel, for your introduction. Now, over to our viewers. You know who they are now. Their names are also on the screen. If you have any questions or wish to say anything to us, please feel free to type into the comments box. We'll read it off our screen and we'll answer you as soon as we can during our chat. This is also the time where I will put a link. And so if you don't want to type in and you want to appear on our 6 people screen, feel free to do so as well. We've never done this. We're going to try it out. We'll see you in a while. Back to our panel. With so many years of ringing history, why did you want to join the MOB? I mean, you could have spent Saturdays, along Orchard Road or watching movies or sleeping at home. But why do you want to spend a Saturday morning from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekly at the MOB? Yep, anyone can go ahead and share your thoughts right now.
Yeah, I can answer to this. Like, I really wanted to ring handbells, and I was so glad that I managed to find out about the Ministry of Bells. And at that point in time, I really didn't know anyone in MOB. I had no links, and I just did like a cold call, and I asked if I could join because I so wanted to play handbells. Yeah, and because I had just graduated from university and I was actually doing a contract job, as mentioned, I was retrenched. So I thought this would be a good time to actually try out. And since the first time, yeah, I just enjoyed myself so much that I decided to continue going. Yeah, and sleeping at home, I can tell you that the first time when I joined, it was so far away. It took me 1.5 hours to get to the studio. And I almost got lost the first round. But I still persevered on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you always have to travel quite far to get to us, right?
It's much better now because of the Circle Line. But before the Circle Line came out, it was really bad.
2009, yeah, Circle Line wasn't really up yet. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, right now it's at Tai Seng MRT, so it's 5 minutes walk from Tai Seng MRT. Just don't be tempted by the roast duck now. It smells good.
Yeah.
And the bak kut teh and the food and the nasi padang and okay, let's not talk about food. We have tons of food at our place. Curry fish head, pizza. Okay, next. Okay, who's next? Shall we go? Chen Si, how about you?
I think there are many, many reasons why I wanted to join the MOB. I think the top reason is because I really like ringing handbells, and yeah, there was no other place I could go, and MOB was really the place for me to go because Mr. Lim was the director, and he was my conductor back in Head Girls. Yeah, so it was a kind of a very natural progression for me to join the MOB. Yeah, so yeah, because I love ringing, and it's really the place where I can grow, not just in terms of my skills as a musician, but also my friendships with my fellow ringers. Yeah, so MOB has been my second family all these years, and yeah, I'm very glad to meet all you lovely people.
Oh, so sweet. So actually, MOB also gave you some opportunities to hone your skills as because you mentioned that you're teaching children right now, right?
Right.
In Ethan House. So how that must have had some kind of impact as well.
Yeah,
in the years, would you like to share with us?
Yeah, definitely. So I think back in 2017, I was given the opportunity to teach a few classes at center. Yeah, so that was the first time that I interacted with children with special needs, and it was really magical because I really enjoyed working with them and growing together with them through the classes. And that was also when my interest in this particular community was picked. Yeah, and I think that really kind of paved the way for my future career. And I'm very thankful to have been given that opportunity.
And not only do you teach children with special needs at Eton School, you also introduce hand chimes and colored handbells to persons who are visually handicapped as well over at the SAVH, Singapore Association for Visually Handicapped. I mean, handbells with you, and you brought it further out to the community, to the young ones. We're really glad to have you with us, Chen Si, and to more good years of ringing.
Yay!
And traveling and eating and ringing and traveling and eating. Okay. Thank you, Chen Si. Rachel, how about you, Rachel?
Yeah, I think I just really I want to echo whatever Chen Si has just said. Like, I think it's the same for me. So of course, I was really, really excited to be able to continue ringing even after I left secondary school. I was quite I think in Sec 3 and Sec 4 I was really quite sad that, oh no, I'll be leaving this behind and there'll be no more opportunities to do this art, But I'm so thankful that we got to ring under Mr. Lim's baton in Sec 3 and Sec 4, and from there really I got to experience ringing in more different settings and different opportunities, like going up to Malacca and then also ringing under in a festival ensemble. And then from there really, and just watching MOB concerts really inspired me to want to ring at that level. And I think it really pushed my boundaries, like when I joined MOB, because everything's really at a fast pace, everyone's really at a higher level. So I think musically I'm really, really pushed to do better, and really and I think the other part that is really similar between me and Chen is that MOB really started my paved the way for my career. I would say my first experience with understanding people with autism was through MOB. So Mr. Lim gave me the opportunity to take on the role of preparing the sensory friendly activities for children with special needs in for concerts. And that was when I got to interact with I think it was one of the music therapists, I think, and then she did share with us about the needs of these children, and that was really my first foray into this sector. And then from there I think I really learned a lot more, and through my undergrad years and various opportunities, I that's where I end up right now in my current job also. I think that those experiences really paved the way for me.
It's lovely to hear all this, that through the MOB, through your years in the MOB, it has inspired many of you to move into the social service, the teaching sector, and it's really wonderful to know that. I mean, it's the first time I'm hearing it, to be honest, from all of you. So I hope the other ringers who are watching this as well will get that inspiration as well. Thank you. Hui Jin, what about you, Hui Jin?
Oh, right. My experience is very much similar to Emily, actually. Yeah, because after secondary school, there was no other schools that ranked, and I also went to poly. There was no handbell ensemble, so I went on to university. So I more or less decided on my career path to study science for that time. But towards the end of my university, then I finally found out about handbells just through a random online search. Yeah, so I also didn't know anyone in MOB, so I just contacted the contact number, and I also don't know who is Mr. Lim. Yeah, completely like a stranger. So I joined MOB, and then from the scratch made new friends, and then now I know more people in MOB. Yeah. And what really inspired me to come to every MOB practices is actually playing new songs every week. So it was really quite a challenge, and I also think very stimulating on a Saturday morning to learn a new song. I think it's a great way to start a Saturday. Yeah, so that what made me come for practice almost practically every Saturday if I can. Yeah, and I really love learning new songs. Yeah, so I picked up handbells from secondary school. So that's how I think I love ringing in the team, I guess. Yeah, because partly in my own free time, I also learned piano last time. So very much we play alone, and we hardly play in a group. Yeah, so I think that what attracted me to handbells, to play as a group and make music together. Yeah, so I think being with a MOB, I get to improve my skills as a handbell ringer, I think, from secondary school, because we do not have much performing opportunities. In fact, hardly, other than SYF and maybe yearly open house. Yeah, but through MOB, just in 2 years, I get to perform so much. So I think that was a growth for me. Yeah.
I can definitely resonate with the playing in a team and really
Yeah.
enjoying the whole team bonding thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
MOB,
I have to agree too.
Sorry.
That's really what kept me coming back for more.
Yeah.
The relationships, playing together. It's so amazing to be making music together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then
fun,
especially,
right?
and then
Yeah.
especially like that day you played a particular fun part and you feel like, it's like so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I especially like it when like sometimes we play like these really tough songs, and then you obviously know like the person next to you is like missing all the notes, and then you poke, and then you play the wrong notes, and then we both look at each other, and then we exchange that glance, and then we're like giggling away, trying to play,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, trying to really concentrate, but it's really hard. Yeah, those
Yeah.
little moments, I guess. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the MOB, we make it a point to organize each year to travel at least once or twice. As a matter of fact, in the last 13 years of our MOB's existence, we've been traveling more than 22 times already out of Singapore. And in terms of shows, yes, we make it a point to have organize opportunities for our ringers to perform, because we are, after all, a performing arts group. We don't learn and keep it back in our home or keep it in our studio. We bring it out to the public to share with them, to create more awareness of handbells to the general public. And that's how we make it exciting for our ringers. And yes, Hui Jin, a new song every session, because usually in schools we take 3-4 weeks to learn a song, something like that, on the average. By MOB, we make it a point to do at least 1 or 2 new songs every session. So it keeps everyone on their toes, and everyone's very excited to come. Okay, I want to try this new song. I want to try. And just now you mentioned about Silk Road. Might bring that back for next year's concert, right, Mel? With all the
Yeah, it's a
electronics
beautiful
and stuff.
song, especially the chimes section, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never
Yep.
forget the chime section.
The MOB does it in a very different way. We did that in Mel, was that the 2012 show, the one where Dr. Chris
Quite
Fong was
early on.
conducting.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, MOB 5 at Goodman Arts Center. Yeah, so that's an idea. After all, next year's concert is called Showtime. All right. Okay, so the 4 of you have had an opportunity to ring under MOB conductors, as well as guest conductors, and some of us play alongside guest players as well from overseas. So if you look at MOB's profile, we've worked with no less than 20 different conductors, be it handbell conductors or band or orchestra conductors or choir conductors, and more than 30 over non-handbell performers, be it local or foreign. Now, long question. Is there any conductors or guest players that you have had good memories of? Anybody? And the last one to go for this one would be Rachel. So, Hui Jin, Chen Shi, Emily, you guys first.
I think for me, is Mr. Glasgow. I only ran with him. Yeah, so far I only played once under one guest conductor. And I remember him very well because it was during the MOB rehearsal in preparation for last year's concert, and was really tired after work. And I still had to come for MOB rehearsal. So he was the one that can still make me play after a long, tired day of work. So that's why I remember him, because he's really enthusiastic and can tell that he really loved the music. Yeah, so I really enjoyed playing under him.
Michael Glasgow. It was during this particular concert, right?
Oh yeah, right. Last year's concert.
The last year's concert, the BBC concert. BBC concert. What was that called again? Bells Beyond Christmas. That's right. There's some pictures from BBC concert last year. I'll try to make this bigger. The screen kind of small today. Okay. What do you guys have any memories of this concert with Michael Glasgow? So we're hoping to get him back next year. Actually, it all depends on the COVID situation. We're already in discussion. He's really, really keen. So we're supposed to have a follow-up this week. That's him. That's Michael Glasgow over there from United States of America. Who else was conducting in this concert? I know I was sitting upstairs enjoying myself watching you guys perform. You guys did well. Yeah.
And Kahui. Yeah.
That's Hui Chin over there. Yeah. So 3 conductors. All right. How about Chen Shi? Any good memories of conductors or performers that you played alongside with?
I think one of the fondest memories would be ringing under Mr. Yoshida. Yeah. Oops.
Okay. Oops, that's not the correct picture. Sorry. Stop screen. Okay, sorry. Under Mr. Yoshida, is that right?
Yeah, under Mr. Yoshida, because I've been following his YouTube channel since I was in primary school, and I really admired all his song arrangements and Kinjo Gakuin. Yeah. So when he first came in, I think it was 2015, we had a chance to ring Words After Flowers, and that was a really, really challenging piece. And but even though it was challenging, I think the way he directed the whole ensemble really gave us the assurance to ring it well. And he also taught us like different techniques and different interpretation of the piece, which was really nice. Yeah.
Right.
The second time we rang the hymn was during the Singapore Handbells Festival in 2018. That was when we rang Sound of Music and Disney Bells on Parade.
Yes.
Yes. On Parade. Yeah. So that was really, really exciting.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
Because we had to learn the 2 pieces in 2 days, I think. Yeah, with little rehearsal time. Yeah, but that was really thrilling and magical at the same time. Yeah, something that I will not forget. Yeah.
Disney Fantasy Bells on Parade. That's a very unique song, a very special song that very, very few people in the world gets to perform it, unless of course there's a special arrangement done by Mr. Toshikazu Yoshida. With some agreements from Disney, of course. So it's a very unique piece that would, only have a few people in the world that would have a chance to try it. Yeah. So Mr. Yoshida, we wish actually he was he was able to make it this year in March, but unfortunately due to COVID, we had to cancel all our concerts, unfortunately. But we look forward to having you back here in Singapore, Mr. Yoshida, at the soonest.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Chen Shi. And who else? Was it Emily?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
Em.
also had the chance to ring under Mr. Yoshida. I have to agree with Chen Si. Yeah, so I think over the years I've had a lot of chances to ring under many different conductors. I mean, too many really. So like Miss Emily Lee, Mr. Yoshida was one. So I think one of the more recent ones which I remember was Nick Hansen. So he took us for a couple of pieces, and I remember like before the concert we had to come in the evenings, like to ring under him. Yeah, so and it was like after a long day at work, but he was still so able to get us to play with enthusiasm. Yeah, and then really enjoyed his interpretation and how he got us to ring together as a team and to put in the energy that was required for the piece. Yeah, it's really good.
Yep. And if our audience have not heard it yet, our viewers, next year MOB 14 showtime again. We've invited Nick Hansen back together with Michael Glasgow. It's like double power coming back to
Wow.
Singapore. Yeah, yeah. So we very much look forward to it. And you know what? Get away, COVID. Come back, Nick and Michael. Yeah, yeah. So we look forward to both of them coming back. Okay. So, all right, cool. And last but not least, Rachel.
Yeah, so I think many of us have mentioned Mr. Yoshida, and it's the same for me. I think really that 2015 opportunity to ring under him is so memorable. I think one of the things that has really stuck with me until today is how he described like semi-quavers. So he told us that you have to, he kind of drew it on the board. I remember it's like I think, I guess he was writing in Japanese, but it's like kanji. So it's like Chinese characters. So it's like 大小大小. So that really like stuck with me, and that's how I think even though it's so challenging to play, after he explained that, I think it was like a quick shift, in the way we rang, and then we suddenly it was a lot better. Of course, it wasn't perfect yet, but it became a lot better after he just described that as what he wanted from us. So I think that was very yeah, it was very interesting to ring under someone who was able to explain the music and how to get it right in that way. Yeah. Yeah, I think the other memorable experience was my first time ringing under a guest conductor, so a foreign conductor. So that was when when I just joined MOB, yeah, at Sing Bells Fest. So I got to ring with Miss Debbie Rice. Yeah, so that was really the first time. It was a really, really soothing piece. Like I think it's Remembrance. So it was quite different from anything I rang in school. So I think the way she brought out the emotions in that piece, and the way she conducted us, that was very memorable. And yeah, especially being the first time, also young at that time.
See the
Singing
cursor? You see the cursor? That's Rachel there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
And you rank under different conductors as well, right?
yes,
Kevin Koh
yes.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think every conductor really has like their own way of expressing the music, and I think that's what makes it very interesting, and it's a growth for us lah, as we bring under different conductors, because they bring out different aspects of the music, focus on different things. Yeah, it was really fun because in 2014 I got to go and bring our guest conductors out to see Singapore as well with Mr. Lim. So that was very, very memorable. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Malcolm Wilson from Scotland and his daughter,
Yes. Yes.
right? And so you brought him to the studio and he was jamming. We were trying to do a Peranakan thing with Malcolm on the accordion and Rabana and gong.
Yeah.
That's
Very,
right.
very, very fun times.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're there, Emily.
Yeah.
And Rachel's here. All right, cool. Well, you know what we have now? We do have a little short video for our viewers. Okay. And this is a video of a song that we were supposed to perform on March 14th this year at our MOB 13 Friendship Concert. We actually had quite a number of guest players coming in from the Singapore pop scene and the jazz scene. It was supposed to have featured Mr. Tamago on jazz drum set. In fact, Tama had brought in 2 drum sets that was specially that he specially chose to commission to premiere that 2 drum sets at a handbell concert, which was our concert. It was a very a cool small drum kit that would have worked really well, but unfortunately we were not able to perform with him because of COVID. And he also arranged to bring in his very good friends, Professor Tony Makaromi from the Yong Siu To Conservatory of Music. He was supposed to be playing the double bass with us, and Sebastian Ho, guitar teacher, guitar artist who plays with local and foreign pop stars. So the 3 of them were supposed to be our guest performers this year. But nevertheless, this is our MOB rehearsal in January of the piece that we were supposed to play together. This is Take 5 by Dave Brubeck and arranged by Kazuko Okamoto. Enjoy Take 5. Yeah, cool.
Wow,
So-
remember that.
Take 5, huh? Okay. During this take 5, this 5 minutes that we just heard the music, my lift outside the house. They're now undergoing drilling. Okay, so please do do excuse them. It's good that they are back at work, because then our Singapore, we can continue to move on with life. Yeah. Okay, good. Cool. So some of us have been overseas on handbell trips. Yeah, this is the part where we really love a lot. So in these trips, what were some of the memories that you have? Okay, and let's start with Emily first, shall we? Emily, Malacca 2010, right?
Yeah, so Malacca in 2010, there was like, oh, sorry, I think there's an echo.
Oh, sorry. Okay, got it. All right, we're done. I forgot to press the red button.
Yeah, so that was my very first trip with MOB, and it was like it was almost immediately after I joined. Yeah, and then I remember it was not a very big group, and then we took the bus up. Oh yeah, it was the first time we had like a MOB t-shirt as well. So it was like a souvenir. Yeah, I remember that t-shirt. I still have it. Yes. So we traveled up in the bus together, and then we had to like work together as a team to do the setup and then rehearse. And then we also had a lot of chances to do some visiting in Malacca itself. So overall it was a very enjoyable trip, and being my first time with MOB, I was also very glad to have this opportunity to interact more with the other people outside of practices. So it really helped with the bonding, the interaction. And I remember Chen Si was my roommate at that time. We were sharing the hotel room. Yeah, with Debbie.
Oh, three
Yeah.
people in the room. Yours was three, triple share?
I think so.
I think that was in KL.
All right, okay. So maybe I missed it. Yeah, but
The food
I
at
think
BBQ is so good.
This one, yeah. And this hotel that we had the festival in was the Holiday Inn Malacca. And for our friends from overseas, Malacca it's a town in Malaysia. So it's about 3.5 to 4 hours drive away from Singapore. So we had to go to another country for this festival. A Singaporean festival in a foreign country. Yeah, but it was fun. That was the whole idea, to take us away from home. Yeah. Okay, and we've got one more picture here of us playing for the opening ceremony. That's Emily over here. Chen Si over here. Yep. Okay, thank you, Emily. Yep, sorry.
This trip, there were only 10 of us, and we were trying to play a 3 octave. So if I'm not wrong, we had to like double quite a bit, if I'm not wrong.
4, 6,
Yeah.
8, yeah.
Or is it 10?
Yeah.
Something
10.
like that.
10.
One,
And I got to play one note as well, I remember. I was conducting and I played one note. I was conducting, I walk forward, ding, put it down, and continue conducting. Yeah. I'll never forget that. One thing is, was it Capriccio that we played? Because this was for the LCM. This was the inaugural London College of Music UK handbell exams. The first ever that we organized in collaboration with LCM UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we also played Up for the Housetop.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah.
That was
The
a
Martha
really
Lynn
difficult
Thompson.
piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Was this there were only 2 songs, right? No third song. This was not
Yeah,
the Saber
2
Dance
songs.
one, right? No, 2 songs.
No.
Yeah, and then on that day, if we remember the judges, John Hooper was one of the judge, and of course Professor John Howard, Director of Examinations from LCM, and Kevin Cole. So 3 of them were the assessors then. Cool. All right, thanks, Em. Let's move on to, how about Chen Si and Mel? Mel.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Which
It's your
trip
chance.
is
Liverpool.
this?
This is
Oh.
Mel has been to a lot of trips. Which is
Yes. Actually, sometimes I am a bit confused, to be
Oops.
honest.
wrong picture
Some of
again.
these countries we've been to multiple times as well, but this one is only one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chen Si, Mel, want to go ahead?
Go ahead, Chen Si.
I think that was like a really, really memorable trip, and yeah, I have to thank the MOB for giving me this opportunity and scholarship to go over to Liverpool. It was my first and only symposium that I attended. Yeah, it was very eye-opening because I think first and foremost, it's just heartening to see so many people from all over the world coming together to share their passion for handbells ringing. And I think the mass ringing really touched me deeply. I still remember we played the song Be Still My Soul. It was conducted by Miss Carmo Davison from Australia. And yeah, and the song just really resonated through the hall, and it was super, super magical. Yeah, I think I kind of like teared while ringing it.
Aww.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, so
This was really cool. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
and contact as well. It was so cool to share our Singaporean
music.
our house music with the world. And yeah, we brought in like different instruments like the kompang, the melodica, which Mel played.
Yeah.
I think he played in Tanjong Katong, is it?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
It was really, really fun playing in a setting like that. Yeah, and I remember like different people coming up to tell us that they really enjoyed our performance, which is really nice. Yeah.
With, traditional music from our countries, which is usually what's encouraged, highly encouraged during symposiums, to bring our traditional songs on handbells to play for our friends over in all these international symposiums, so that they can have an experience. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mel, at the time you were studying in Liverpool, right? It was
Yeah,
so
I was.
convenient for you at the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts.
Yeah. We literally walked to the symposium. Chances came and stayed with me, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was roommates with exiles at the docks, the Albert Docks.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And you know, one of the most memorable things about going
Was it
for
the climb to the
symposiums-
cathedral?
Yes, that was nice. The Saint Andrews? No, the Liverpool Anglican Cathedral.
That's right.
But I think the highlight for that trip, I think, other than handbells, was this where we visited Old Trafford, Manchester United. Okay, and guys, this is not just a photo outside. We went in and we watched a football game.
We watched the Olympics.
Yeah, well, okay.
Brazil versus South Korea.
We wish it was Manchester United, but never mind. Brazil, South Korea works lah. At least we got a chance to watch a football in a English football place. Yeah. So these are the things that we do when we travel for overseas trips. Not only do we participate in handbells, but we actually hang out, do the things we love to do, other than shopping, of course. There's eating. In fact, I've got one photo here of us eating. Oops! This was in Malacca. Chen Si, you went to the Malacca trip, right? The one that Emily was talking about just now. So we had this supper in the room, barbecue kebabs. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, thanks Chen Si and Mel. And Chen Si, you've got one more here, Kupang. Other than all these fun trips, handbells and games and shopping and football and eating, we've also gone on community. Is that a word to use? Service trips.
Community outreach.
Community outreach trips. Chen Si, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, so this was Kupang 2015. Yeah, and I think a few of us went. It was Simi, Sarah, Somya, Mr. Lim. Yeah, and we went with an organization. I think it was the Singapore International Foundation.
Yes, that's right.
And a few other, and a few other artists as well. So it was really interesting because we brought the arts and music to the kids there, and they really, really they were really receptive towards the activities that we planned for them and the things that we taught them. Yeah, and it was so magical because while there was language barrier, I think we all really connected through the music. Yeah, and this was the drum circle that that stays in my heart until now because it was so memorable. Yeah.
Yeah. And these children, they are from an orphanage, right?
Yeah,
The
that's right.
Rosalind
Roslyn.
Orphanage.
Yeah.
That's right. And the children were either orphans or abandoned by their parents because of family background or yeah. Anyway, Kupang it's a capital of a province in Indonesia. The province is called West Timor, and West Timor is part of Indonesia. So that's where Kupang is. It's on it. Kupang is nearer to Darwin, Australia, than it is to its own capital, Jakarta, in Indonesia. That's how far Kupang is, right? And the food there, it was very very local. Yeah,
Yeah.
very very local and very yeah, homely. Homely. Sorry, my phone just rang. Ninja van delivery. It's the equipment for our renovation of the studio. Sorry. I will stay with you guys. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks guys for sharing your overseas trips. And later on also, Hui Jin, we will talk a little bit about your Hong Kong trip. Okay, before we play the following song. Okay, so we'll come back in a little while with that overseas trips. But hey, thanks for sharing your experiences performing under different conductors and going overseas. After all these years of ringing with the MOB, what was one of your favorite handbell work? And if you remember the composer, even better still. Okay, Emily will go last for this one because we will play your favorite song. Okay, but let's start with Rachel first, shall we, Rachel?
Yeah, so I think we really got to watch the rehearsal video just now. Yeah, I really wanted to talk about Take 5 because I think it really for this piece, like the notes that I was playing, we really required like so much teamwork. So I think we talked a lot about that earlier just now about how we really enjoy playing handbells because it's an ensemble. We get together and we're not just playing by ourselves. So that this piece really reminded me of that a lot. So I remember I was playing beside Chen. Chen was on this side, and then Shannon was on this side. And then we had to share notes. So I had to share notes with Chen, and I had to share notes with Shannon, and we were like trying to rearrange ourselves and okay, how do I pass it here and pass it there? And yeah, I think that was yeah. So I think these types of pieces where we really get to work together, or even some other pieces where we have those the glyphs where you really need that kind of teamwork. I think I really really enjoy those pieces because of that kind of teamwork and bonding that we get over playing music together. Yeah, and of course it would have been really nice if we got to play at concert with our guest performers. But yeah, we look forward to another opportunity.
Very much, very much. Kinjo Gakuin University from
Yes.
Nagoya, Japan. Yeah. And you know what? If they can't, we shall go. Right, Emily? We've been there before, Emily. What an experience, right? Whoa. Climbing up the hill to go to the university. Yes, memories. We hope to do that again one day, definitely. Okay, what about you, Hui Jin? What was one of your MOB favorite songs?
Actually, it's Nocturnal Fantasy.
The
Yeah,
song
I
that
like
we're going to play in a
Nocturnal
while.
Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the melody, I think. Yeah, it's just very nice and very soothing, like in the moonlight or something. Yeah, so when I heard first the piece, yeah, I just really like the piece a lot. Yeah. And during that time, last year's concert, I think I played together with one of the guest performers from Hong Kong. I couldn't remember her name.
Jessica?
Yeah.
Jessica.
Yeah, we
Jessica
played
Lo-
together the same note. Yeah, so that was like a first time for me also. Yeah, to play with someone overseas. Yeah.
Right. And do you remember the poem behind that there's actually a story behind Nocturnal Fantasy composed by Miss Emily Lee. And just for our audience to know, our viewers to know, Emily is MOB's principal guest conductor. So we do have a position for her in the MOB as principal guest conductor, where she will visit Singapore and to work with us once every 3 years. Pretty much like a professional orchestra. Yeah. Do you remember the poem?
I think it was quite sad, is it?
Quite.
I
I'll
think
recite it later.
It was, yeah, but I don't remember for you, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. She actually composed this piece of music based on the poem. So I'll recite that poem later, and then later you'll be like, oh yeah, because all of us in Asia, we are so familiar with that one particular poem. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Yes, looks like we all know that poem soon in a while. Maybe we'll get Chen Si to say it out. Because I don't think you guys want to listen to me recite in Mandarin. You'll be laughing away.
Can I can do it.
You can do that later. Okay, you got to do it with the finger, everything.
Okay, can.
Okay. Okay, and Chen Si, what about you? What was one of your favorite songs?
Yeah, I think Mr. Lim has mentioned it just now, which is Fantasy Number 2 in C minor. So I heard it in 2007 when we went to Hong Kong for the handbells exchange. I can't remember the school. Is it the SY Memorial?
Yeah, 2006.
2006.
It was after Kwando. Remember then we went to Hong Kong and then we were matting the bells wrongly. And you know what? We were matting the chimes. The world, you must hear this. MOB mats chimes. No, not MOB. Schools mat chimes, not MOB. Okay, but anyway, and then we were told, hey, why you're matting the chimes? You spoil the chimes. Okay, now we know, but it's okay. The school was called Casim's, Christian Alliance SYA Memorial Primary School.
Right.
It's a very long name, but lovely students they have, lovely conductors they have. Jessica, Julia, and Kenyon Law. Yeah, in the northern part of northwestern part of Hong Kong. And you remember some of the students when they were P6, they were only primary 6, 12 years old, and they were ringing like, wow. Poi Ching, Kylie.
I can't remember.
Sophia, I think. Can't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saw them, right?
They were so impressed.
Grown up now.
Yeah.
That's right. And it was the impressive performances that probably inspired you and the rest of the gang in Hague Girls' School.
Yeah, definitely. I think right after hearing the song, then we went to like YouTube the song and we heard it every day during the SY period, before the SY period. I made my mom hear it. I made my friends hear it. So yeah, it went to me. Yeah.
Rachel, now you know where Fantasy Number 2 C minor came from.
Yes. Memorable song for me too.
Yes. And Emily, last but not least, Nocturnal Fantasy. Why Nocturnal Fantasy?
Yeah, so I first heard Nocturnal Fantasy in 2012 when we went to Hong Kong. And then, so Nocturnal Fantasy is composed by Miss Emily Lee, so it's a handbell original. So I think handbell originals are really nice because the composers actually...
Oops, Emily, you're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, so I first heard Nocturnal Fantasy in 2012 when we went to Hong Kong for a workshop under Miss Emily Lee. So Nocturnal Fantasy is actually composed by Miss Emily Lee. It's a handbell original. So it makes use of all the handbell techniques and hand chimes. Yeah, so one thing I really like about it was because Miss Emily Lee was the composer, she could actually explain to us personally her inspiration for the piece. And then also ringing under her was really inspiring. Like she could tell us her interpretation. And so it starts off with a very soothing, meditative theme. And then she was describing like, oh, when you play this part, you need to like pass the notes on to the next person, so it flows very nicely. Yeah, and then it builds up into like this very little melodious using the hand chimes. It's very sweet sounding, and then after that it goes into this like climax. I mean, you'll hear it in the video later, so you'll understand what I mean. And then like it's also not easy. There's like a time change, so yeah, it's challenging, it's exciting, and also has like a very soothing part, which I really enjoy as well. Yeah, and then bringing under Emily itself Miss Emily Lee itself was also one of the highlights of it. So I actually, when we went there, she actually gave us this. So it has her signature, if you can see, on the score. And yeah, I've kept it since then.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so before we play the video, we're going to invite Chen Si to say the 诗 for us by Li Bai. Chen
好
Si, please.
好的，静夜思，床前明月光，疑是地上霜。举头望明月，低头思故乡。
Here comes the challenging part. What does it mean in English for our friends in the Western Hemisphere?
I think
In
it's
front of the bed, the moonlight shine bright.
Oh, Emily is holding onto something. Emily is holding onto something. I wake, the moonbeams play around my bed, glittering like hoarfrost in my wandering eyes. Up towards the glorious moon I raise my head, then lay me down and the thoughts of home arise. Thank you. And it simply means thinking of home. You know, when Miss Lee was telling some of us the story of why she wrote this song, it was in a battlefield in the olden days where during the Chinese dynasties. And so there wasn't any internet or radio or TV. So at night there was nothing, no social media, no nothing. All you could do is just sleep under the moonlight and look into the moon and just think of home. Whether you will be alive tomorrow when you fight the next battle, it's up to you to think about it already. And so they think of their family. Some of them sit by the streams and think about the family. So it's all about remembering of family, which is so important in our lives today. So here we go. Thank you, Chen Si. 谢谢你. This is Nocturnal Fantasy. While I share screen with all of you, just to make sure that the sound works. Nocturnal Fantasy, composed by Emily Lee from Hong Kong, and this was rung by the Ministry of Bells under the baton of Chai Si-min last year at the concert. Music, please. There we go. That was Nocturnal Fantasy by the MOB under the baton of one of our MOB conductors, Miss Chai Simin.
What an epic song.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, for the last 16 minutes, here we go. Thanks for sharing with us your song titles. I mean, now after all these years being in the MOB, what was one of your most memorable events, one or happenings during your stay here in the MOB? Let's start with Chen Si first, shall we? Chen Si, and then followed by Rachel, and then Emily, and then last but not least, Hui Jin. Okay, Chen Si, would you like to... Let's hear from you.
Okay. Oh, echo.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting the red button. Okay.
Yeah, I think there are too many memorable experiences that I had in MOB. So I'll just pick one, okay? Just one. Yeah, it will be our collaboration with SAVH. Yeah, so part of MOB's mission, right, is to reach out to different communities out there. And I think we really had the privilege to work with this particular group of community, and it's the Singapore Association for the Visually Handicapped. Yeah, and I think our collaboration has extended beyond bi-weekly sessions with the clients to concerts at our annual concerts. Yeah, so they actually performed together with the MOB, and that was something that was really memorable for both the MOBSTERS as well as the clients. Yeah, and two of the clients also went to perform at the President's Challenge dinner, which was really nice. Yeah, I think we have a photo of that. Yes, this one. Yeah, so they're at the front. Yeah.
This were ringers from SAVH with Grace Orchard School and Rainbow Center this is Rainbow Center Yishun Park.
Right.
School,
yes.
Right, and of course the MOB ringers. This is that famous staircase where the ministers will take their photo together every other time, right? Yeah.
Right.
The Istana, for our friends overseas, the word Istana means the presidential house, or somewhat like the White House of in Washington, or the Buckingham Palace. Okay, thanks, Chen Si. That's right. Our collaborations with SAVH and so many other welfare and social organizations, those were really very memorable times. Even the trip to Kupang, it really reminds us, to be grounded always. That there are people out there who really needs help,
right.
or even need an avenue to just relieve their stress and enjoy themselves through music. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. How about Rachel, your sensory friendly concert? This is the one that we always wanted to show. Here we go.
Yeah, so I think on the same note, so it's nice when they have we can allow people from different backgrounds to come to enjoy music together in the same space, and really connect to music regardless of your any of your difficulties that you might be facing, or how you might some people might see us as different, but we can all come together and just enjoy music together, just with some additional support that we provide for different communities and different people with different backgrounds. So I think the sensory friendly concert has really been a main part of the MOB ever since, I think, 2016, right?
Yes,
yeah.
2016.
So now I think the first time I got to see all the people from different backgrounds just really enjoying themselves, all the children being able to express themselves freely during the concert was yeah, it's so heartwarming, and like I think like what Chen Si likes the word Chen Si likes to use, so magical. Yeah, it's really really nice. And yeah, in 2017, so yeah, this is a picture of the volunteers that we had. So really really thankful to all these volunteers who come alongside the MOB to, yeah, so a lot of them have some background in knowing how to support people with needs, so they are able to then support our concert by just ushering the audiences to what we call a calming room if they need it, so they can calm down there and come back into the concert anytime to really enjoy the music. Yeah, and so we also in 2017 we also did the largest handbell ensemble. So I think you might have seen it in the introduction video earlier. So yeah, that was really really memorable because there were so many different schools involved, so many people with different needs, different backgrounds coming together just to ring the same piece of music together. Yeah, and I remember there's so much coordination that was required because there's so many people involved. I don't know, Mel, if you remember, there's like upstairs and downstairs, and then we're trying to like walkie-talkie each other and like trying to coordinate with the artist liaison teams just to bring everybody into that space. Yeah, and yeah, these are some of the materials that we use for what we call like the pre-sensory show. So we have booths where the different where the audience are able to do different activities. So this is a coloring activity that is related to the theme of our show. Yeah, so we had Songya who drew these actually, and so we would produce these and just allow the audience members to get into the groove of the show, get ready before the actual show. Yeah, they also get to hear the sounds that will be heard in the main show itself. So they are allowed to try the chimes. We also in 2016 we also had a drum circle, so they are exposed to that percussive kind of sounds before they enter the main concert and see it being played on stage at maybe a little louder of a volume. Yeah, and yeah.
It's these activities are for the children with special needs and person with special needs to adapt to the sound that they're going to be listening in a while in the concert hall, right? So that they don't get too overly reacted.
Yes.
Yeah, by this new sound, new space,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So this is what we call the pre-concert sensory friendly experience, hands-on activity. So it
Yeah.
has been a staple in our MOB concerts since 2016. And we're really glad and proud to be able to present this segment of our concerts, which is really unique. Not many arts groups in Singapore does this, of course. It is really it requires a totally dedicated group of organizers to manage this. And Rachel has been, given the opportunity many times to actually lead a team of hers that she puts together, and it's really not easy, right, Rachel? It's almost like a show within another show.
Yeah, because I guess there's so many things that are going on at the same time, and yeah, there's so many different people involved, and
Yeah.
you have to do all the logistics, yeah, so almost like another show, logistics just for a separate segment altogether. Yeah.
And to top it all off, you guys need to ring the songs as well.
Yes. So I remember going in and out, trying to manage during pre-rehearsal, and then okay, it's time to set up.
That's
But that's why I think we're really thankful for the other volunteers that came on board also lah, like just now the people in the pink t-shirts. Yeah. So they really supported us so that we could also rehearse. Those of us who are in the MOB be able to rehearse while they had to set up. Yeah.
Yes, thank you to all our volunteers. We really needed you. Thank you so much. Okay, and next we have Emily. Emily, you wanted to speak about caroling, right?
Yeah, I won't talk about performances or trips because like we all know we go through that. So I think something that we do every year, the Christmas caroling, it's memorable. It's so nice to go out in a small group, and then we play such simple songs, but we bring the joy of Christmas to the people. And it's also a way to let more people find out about handbells, because we go out to the shopping malls, and then the audience, they're mostly families with young children, and the children really enjoy listening to like the popular Christmas music because they know it and they can understand it. Yeah, and so when we first started, initially I remember people were asking us, are these ice cream bells? And now in recent years, they come out and say, oh, handbells. So yeah, it's getting more common to hear people that know of handbells now. So I think it's really through the efforts of MOB. So I think some of my memorable experiences in caroling would be like Fullerton Light Up. So it's so nice to go to the hotel, and then we have this like march in down their stairs, and then like we have like people from other countries as well. They'll stand and watch us from above. Yeah, so it's really exciting. And I really find that the Christmas performances are very energy intensive, and I'll get like this adrenaline rush while I'm playing. Like it'll be like all of us will be like so happy at the performance. Yeah. So
Right.
audience is really appreciative of the Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you. That's right. Christmas time. Usually our show start as early as middle of November. Hopefully this year there will be. And hopefully again, COVID, get out, COVID, so that we can get back in.
If not, we have to play 5 players.
5, maybe even just one pre-recorded virtual. Oh. Nah, enough
I
of
really
that
do
virtual.
I really do miss playing Christmas shows though. I guess if there's one highlight for me, I don't think I've spoken about this in the past 3 weeks. Actually, it's Christmas shows because it's the time where we are really the busiest in the entire year. I mean, of course, it being handbells, right? And I think among the bunch of you here, most of you have actually played Christmas shows before. And I'm not sure whether you all know, but like the last time there was a period of time where we played Christmas shows at the airport, and I remember having to wake up at like 5 a.m. Do you remember that, Dee?
Yes.
Oh, I remember that
Yes.
one. Yeah.
It was so early, 5 a.m. we had to get up, and then like we had to report there at like about 6 or even earlier, just so we can welcome people who come to Singapore. And it would be really nice to welcome guests from all around the world back here again after this all ends.
Yep. The Christmas show at the Singapore Changi Airport transit lounge area, which meant that every day we needed to queue up with the rest of the staff and workers on temporary pass. So, and then set up 6:30 is our first set. 6:30 a.m. was the first set. 7:30 was the second set. In between, we had to carry the tables to the next terminal. No buggy, nothing.
That's right.
Carry the tables to the next terminal and set up and play.
Oh gosh, those were the days. It was
But
good.
those were
It
the
was
days.
good.
It
Yeah,
was fun.
and it really like bonded the team as well. Those who are playing, having to wake up early in the morning, everyone's like, have you had your coffee?
Yeah, I remember another one at Changi Airport where we tried to play for 24 hours. Then we did rotation in teams. You remember that one?
Oh,
Yeah,
24,
yeah.
the longest
Yes.
performance.
That's
Yeah.
right. The
Yeah.
That was
Singapore
really
longest performance,
memorable.
right?
Staying
Yeah.
overnight in the hotel together and trying to stay awake when waiting for my turn.
Yeah, and playing at 3 a.m. in
Yeah.
Terminal 3 to nobody. Like literally nobody. Only
all
the
the shops
judge.
are closed.
Yeah, only the judge was there with the timer, and then we were like, "Who are we playing to? Never mind, let's play." Yeah. And Hui Jin, what about you, Hui Jin? You wanted to talk about the Hong Kong trip, yeah?
Yeah. That was actually my most memorable trip so far. And the first reason is because it's my first time performing overseas, let alone in Singapore. Yeah. So I never performed overseas before, so it's very memorable. Yeah. And partly also because of the concert highlight. Yeah. So basically, during the concert, I remember this particular song. We were playing Peng Yao and Brazil, and this is the first time where we had audience participation. So it's really heartwarming, because usually when we play in a concert, we just play and the audience claps. But in this song, especially Peng Yao, the audience actually sang along. So I think that was really a special moment for me. Yeah, and I really enjoyed performing in that show. Yeah.
It's a special song for the Hong
Mm.
Kongers, right?
Yeah.
And
That's right.
they brought up their phones and turned on their lights and joined us
Yeah.
for it. Yeah,
It's like a mini pop concert there. Huh?
it is. It is.
Yeah.
I feel like a pop star.
And this was a really, really super short trip. I think, was it 3 days, 2 nights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 days, 2 nights. We went in, and you guys still had time to go Disneyland some more. Wow. Some of them.
Some of them went
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Disneyland,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Sorry.
And you also exposed me
Yeah.
to the logistics of running an overseas show. There's so much logistics involved, like transporting the instrument. And then I remember we are like frantically trying to bubble wrap all the instruments after we are done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite funny. But at the same time, I think it also
Contact.
helped us to bond and help out with each other during the show. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody had a part to play in putting this together because it was of a short time. In fact, it was just a weekend travel, and then
Yeah.
we finished work on Friday night. We took the night flight. Saturday arrived. Some went to Disney. Some went to Mongkok. Some went to Central. Some went to eat. I went back to sleep. I was too tired by then. Overnight flights? No, not for me. But it was a good trip. And then we went to rehearsals, etc. Sunday was the show. Monday we flew back. Yeah, that was really quick. Yeah. So anyway, we've got a video here for all of us before we round out the show in a while. This is a video from Peng Yao. Peng Yao in Cantonese, which is the national language of Hong Kong. It means friends. Composed by Alan Tam, Hong Kong singer. And we've had an arrangement done last year. In fact, if MOB had gone to the Hong Kong International Handbell Symposium this year, this would have been our MOB choice piece to perform just by MOB. We were planning to fly a big group over there. But nevertheless, this is a piece for our friends in Hong Kong. Take care, stay safe always. It will always be with you. And to all our friends worldwide, stay safe as well. We'll be back in a while. Just give us a while we play this video before we wrap up today's session. This is Peng Yao.
Yolanda, photo opportunity. On this note, thank you all so much. We love you, our friends from Hong Kong. We love you all. We hope to see you once again. Thank you.
There we go,
Wow.
triple bows.
Wow.
I think there was more than that. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Hello. What's the baby's name?
Ikan.
Hello.
Hi, Ikan.
His first appearance on TV.
I always forget how amazing it feels to be playing in a song like that.
Yeah.
After you watch it, wow. Actually, it hits you again. Every time it comes back and it hits you again. You're like, that was a great experience.
Yeah, well, we hope to be back in Hong Kong or in any parts of the world soon as flights are allowed and vaccines available, and off we go again traveling.
Yes.
Okay, we're almost at the end of our session. In fact, we just overshot by a bit, but it's okay because this is recorded, so our friends, our viewers can watch it live, watch it again. The reruns on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to leave it live on the YouTube. All right, at this moment, we'll look at some of your posts and try to answer any questions if you posted any. Let's see, there are no questions. Looks like there's no questions. Oh, that's echo again. Sorry. This is the first time in 4 episodes there are so many echoes. I'm just too excited, I guess. There's so many new things that we learn about one another, Wow. Okay, so no questions. Cool. Then we are all at the end of our session, We'll next week, because this is the last episode, next week we won't have this Meet the Mobsters anymore. In fact, next week onwards, we will have a new series called Reminiscence. That's right. I know it's very colorful because that's what MOB is all about. We are filled with colors and joy, and we want to bring joy to people through our music. Just to let you guys have a little brief idea, it's a 45-minute weekend handbell performance hosted by myself, and we'll be inviting a guest every evening. It's held on Sunday, Singapore time, 10 p.m., and of course all the different times from all over the world here. All listed there. The latest one would be midnight over in Brisbane and Sydney. We hope you can join us as we bring to you songs from our past 13-14 concerts. Okay, it'll be a big mashup of a variety of songs, and this should go on for another 4 more weeks. 4 episodes of different songs. So it's a free live streaming session on Facebook and YouTube, same channel, search for Ministry of Bells, designed for all of you to get to know more about the MOB and our mobsters, as well as to create awareness of the beautiful and wonderful world of handbell music. Yeah, it's a free sharing production of the Ministry of Bells. Okay, so on this note, we would like to thank all our panel, Emily, Hui Jin, Rachel, Chen Si. Thank you so much for spending this morning with us and sharing your experiences being a mobster.
Thank you.
And we really hope to be able to ring together again. In fact, next week, 1st of August, we are starting with a small group, and then we'll start to grow and come back as soon as we can, with all our safety measures in place already, health measures. Yeah, so there we go. Is there anyone who would like to have a last word to say anything? Nope.
If you're watching us and you haven't liked our page on Facebook and on Instagram, please feel free to click the follow and the like buttons. Thank you.
Yes. And our upcoming MOB concert will be on 30th January 2021 at the Drama Center. It's called MOB 14. It's showtime again, featuring guest conductors from USA, Nick Hansen and Michael Glasgow, in addition to our local conductors, myself and the MOB conductors coming all in. So multiple songs from the showtime arena. Well, my name is Damien.
And I'm Melody.
And we'll see you next week. Different time, same channel. Next week will be Sunday, 10 p.m. Singapore time. Have a great, a safe, and a healthy weekend, everybody. We will end off with 2 songs. The first of which will be Fantasy Number 2 in C minor. Chen Si, Rachel, everybody, yay! That was it's a performance.
It's like everyone's favorite song.
Yes, it's a performance done in 2015. MOB Solid Gold. right? And then following which we have a bonus video for you. It's Bunga Sayang. Bunga Sayang, which is, and only because National Day for Singapore is coming on 9th of August. We've got a handbell version to it that was performed in 2018 at the symposium, International Symposium in Cairns, conducted by Ms. Chai Si Min, representing the Handbell Ringers of Singapore Guild. So we've got these 2 songs for you as we end off today's session. Thank you for being with us. And thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Let me try to get the video up. Okay, here we go. Here's the video. Bye-bye, everybody.